but maybe I could clarify the second to the last question, which is about what effect on color accumulation and anthocyanin would late nitrogen application have on berry makeup? So I can only partially answer that question by a few papers that I have in mind, but there is the work of the team led by Hilbert, Hilbert, and they have specifically addressed that topic for Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon over multiple years. And what they found is that a deficit in nitrogen suppresses the involvement of nitrogen in more vegetative pathway, and therefore a nitrogen deficit pre-veraison is linked to a boost in color concentration at the skin level. The question is a little bit more specific because it asks about late nitrogen application. So if late means after veraison, then again, the other work I have in mind are the one published by Verdenal, Verdenal, and he showed that post-veraison nitrogen application via foliar spray were directly responsible for a boost in yeast-assimilable nitrogen, so up to 3 weeks before harvest. So that is my, my answer. I don't know if anybody wants to chip in. The last question is going to be addressed now. Isn't peak total anthocyanin at or immediately before D+0? And it is the work from Martinez that I know particularly well. And the question says, Martinez found it on 830 in 2016. And if you remember from attending the previous vintage report in 2016, D+0 from memory, I think, was reached on the 17th of August. So the data is actually not showing what the question is saying, but is confirming what Martinez has said. Yes, the peak color was reached on August 30, but that was almost 2 weeks after the end of sugar accumulation had occurred. But we're going to dive into that with more details thanks to our next presenter. But the idea of the decoupling existing between the peak color and the peak sugar is a very important one, particularly in the context of warmer temperature. So that's why we analyze separately sugar and acid from flavonoids and skin components. So with that, I am going to invite Cecilia to share with us her statistical results regarding how fruit parameters have responded to plant parameters and climate parameters. And for that, she will use a specific approach that I let her introduce. So thank you, Cecilia.